nothing's really jumping out to me as to what the exact definition of those numbers are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Unity and we're going to use a sort of an older programming trick which is called messing around and not knowing what you're doing. So we're going to go into the function and we'll mess with the things we don't know, we're not sure what they mean. So here we have function, which means that this is a set of code. It's going to do these things when it runs the program. On GUI, which is the name of the function. Those parentheses, which are where you can put things if you want to send them to the function so that the function knows what a certain variable means, which we'll get into that some other time. And here we have a bracket, which tells us the beginning and the end of the function. So we know what those are. We don't really want to mess with those. GUI.label, which is the function which is the thing we are calling to put text on the screen. Rect, which I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that means rectangle. Then we have these numbers like before. So I've already messed with these a little bit before, so let me show you how this can help you. Let's say 25. I don't like 25. I want to try 500. And I'll just save it and play it. Oh, look. Now label is 500 pixels to the right here. Sorry to make you dizzy. So we're pretty sure that that number means the X offset. And you can assume that the other number, the other 25, is the Y offset. Let's try the other numbers. 30. I don't like 30. I want to put 15. 15 is my favorite number. So then I'm going to save that and play it. Oh, look, it cut it off. Cut the word label off halfway through. So that must mean that that's the size of the box that it's going to display. And that's not very helpful because we sort of want to move it closer to the center of the screen and be able to turn it on and off and change what text it is. How do we do that? Well, if you think about it, we kind of already know how to do that because last week we learned how to change something after a certain amount of time has passed, and we'll go over that again, how to do that. And basically all we have to do is just make sure that after a certain amount of time that it will go into a function and display that label. So let me just go in here and let's see what we have to do. Now, in order to do this, we need to get rid of, let's have an update function because we want to update it every minute, every frame. So we'll have update, and every frame it's going to display that. But instead of having it display every frame, we want to have it display only if seconds passed equals, remember 2 equals, 10. So if this variable seconds passed equals 10, then we'll get past, then we'll go in here, right? Which is good. And we remember that we have to declare it. So var seconds passed equals 0, right? Because we're going to start at 0 seconds. Seems likely. Okay, and then the other thing is, how do we make the computer count the time? Well, if you remember from the button example last week, we had something called time.delta time. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the new time. Every time some time passes, we're just going to add it into this variable called seconds passed, right? So we're going to have seconds passed equals time.delta time. Sorry, you got to make it, remember those cases. Okay, plus seconds passed. Now, what that's going to do is every time it goes through a frame, it's going to count the amount of time that's changed, and it's going to say, okay, it's like 1/5 of a second, great. And it's going to take that and it's going to add it to the old seconds passed, right? And then it's going to come up with this new higher number, seconds passed. And eventually, once that gets high enough, it's going to be 10, right? It's going to go into this function. It's going to say GUI.label, blah, blah, blah. It's going to display the word label. Now, let's make it a little more exciting. Let's say, the aliens are coming. Because that's a vital piece of information that we would need to know. Okay, so I'm just going to save it, and we're going to run it. We're going to see what happens. And, okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Huh? Wait a minute. Something didn't happen. Oh, well, we have a couple of problems here. First of all, 10 seconds is a long time to wait to test something, so let's try 3. Let's try 3 seconds, right? Now, there are a couple of problems, a couple of things that could be happening, but just to check, let's see. Let's have it print. Let's have it tell us what print is every time it, what seconds passed is every time it goes through frame. So print seconds passed. This is a good way of testing to see what's happening, is to put in something called a flag. This is called a flag because every time it goes through, the flag's going to go up. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, and we see down here that it's 0, right? It's always 0. It's never changing. So there's a couple reasons why that could be happening. And in our case, the reason could be because delta time is sort of a fractional number, and seconds passed is really just a whole number, like 0, 1, or 2. But if it's ever like 0.1111, it's just going to round it down to 0 again, so it's never getting up. So maybe we could change it to 0.00, which makes a different kind of variable. Make it more accurate. So let's try it again. Ah, now it's counting. And we got up to 3 seconds, and nothing happened. What is that? Well, if you noticed, when it was running the program, it went up, the time went up, 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 but it was never exactly 3, right? So maybe, I get it now, I feel really smart. Now, maybe if we just say, if it's ever above 3, greater than or equal to 3, then it's going to go in here and do this thing, right? All right, so let's try that. Let's see what happens. This is a good example of why you should change one thing at a time, because things get complicated. And 3, and oh God, it did it again. Except this time is a little different. It gave us an error. Let's see, it says, argument exception. You can only call GUI functions from inside on GUI. Oh, that's tricky. But it probably has something to do with the way the code works. So it's telling us that we can't call this function called GUI.label, right? We can't exercise this without being in a function called onGUI. And if you remember, the original function that we had was called onGUI.